Now I'd like to talk about chords that you'll use in a major key. This is one of the handiest things I've ever learned in music school, and I can teach it to you in about a minute, and it'll save you an incredible amount of time learning songs from now on. Now you may think, well, why do I care about chords when I'm playing lead guitar? Well, you need to know what notes will work, and what chords are in the song determine what notes will work. If you're playing an A minor chord and you try to play a C sharp, it's going to sound funny, so you sort of need to know the chords. This is very simple. Now I've taught you a little bit about intervals. Now we're going to get into a little bit about chord theory, but this is just the beginning, and this is the handiest trick I know. You've heard me mention 1, 4, 5. It's the most common progression of major chords. And the way it works, in a major key, the 1 chord, the 4 chord, and the 5 chord are major. The 2 chord, the 3 chord, and the 6 chord are minor, and the diminished chord, or the 7th chord, is diminished. Now that may sound complicated, but let me say it again. Again, there's only 7 chords that I'm going to go over in a major key. The 1, 4, 5 is major, the 2, 3, 6 is minor, and the 7 is diminished. Now, why do you care about that, and how can it help you? Well, if you're learning a song and you're in the key of, say you're in the key of G. So you're learning G and you're trying to figure out, okay, is that A an A minor? Is it an A major? Is it an A diminished? Well, if it was in the key, it would be an A minor. Okay, if it was because the 2 is minor. Again, 1, 4, 5. Let me start with the key of G. I'll show you my hands and let me just play you these chords. So in the key of G, a G chord is the 1. So this is G. So that's a 1. Now the 4 is a C, and the 5 is a D. So in the key of G, you have 1, 4, 5. Those are all major chords, so I could play them down here the same way. Now again, where I get that from, I start with the G, or the tonic. I'm in the key of G. That's number 1, and I just count to 4 going through the notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's G, A, B, C. D is 5. E is 6. F sharp is 7. And G is the octave. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So as I'm playing chords, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Those are the major chords. Now the minor chords are the 3, the 2, the 3, and the 6. Now again, this is related to a key. So in the key of G, it's the 1, the G chord is major, the 2, the A chord is minor, the 3, the B chord is minor, the 4 is major, C, the 5 is major, and then we go up to E minor, the 6 is minor, and up a little higher, the 7th is diminished, and then the 1 again, the G. So the way that works, why do you care about that? Why is it useful to you? I tell you, this is the best trick I almost ever learned. Is you're trying to learn songs on your own. Once you find the key, then the trick to theory is you learn these sounds and you listen for differences. You learn to hear, this is a 1, and this is a 3, and this is a 4, and that's a 5. So as you learn that, as you hear, okay, this is what a 1 sounds like, this is what a 3 sounds like, this is what a 4. So if you hear a song that has a G, and the next chord you hear is this, well, that's a B major, not a B minor. The 3 in a G should be a minor, but what if it's a major? Well, you learn to hear the difference. So as I'm learning a song, if I hear something goes, that's how I can learn the difference. Is I'll just hear it, or you'll learn these sounds. So it makes it much easier to learn a tune, or to even teach somebody else a song, or to learn your own songs off records. So I just wanted to share that with you. It's one of the best tricks you'll ever learn. And so the way you apply that to all the different keys is you need to know your key signature. You should learn your keys right away. You could do it in in a couple hours. I know it's kind of busy work, and most people want to avoid that kind of work. It's not that much fun, but it'll pay off the rest of your life. When I took theory in college when I was a music major, this was, I had this really long class. It went on for a whole year, 5 days a week, 2 hours a day with 5 books and all this stuff. The very first assignment for the very first night was learn all the keys. And it takes about 2 hours. It's not that hard. So you've got to start out with that. In other words, learning that G has 1 sharp, that C has no sharps, that F has 1 flat. And the way that works, say we're playing in an F. Well, I can go 1, 4, 5 are major in F. These are chords again. Okay, so the 1's major, that's an F chord. The 4's major, that's a B flat chord. The 5's major, that's a C. Again, I'm just counting the letter names from 1 to 7 or 1 to 8. F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. So that's all you have to do. So when you go 1, 4, 5, I'll go 1 is F, 2 is G minor, 3 is A minor. This is again the key of F. 4 is B flat. 5 is C, then we go to 6, that's D minor, then 7, that's E diminished, and back to the 8th, which is the F. Now I'm not going to go over the diminished chords until later in the course. Diminished chords are really cool. You can use them a lot in jazz. You can use them as pivotal chords in modulation. They work great from that. You can modulate to other keys. You can use them as upper voicings, adding flat 9s and stuff. So we'll get into that later. We're not going to cover that quite yet. But I hope you figure this out and use this, because it'll save you so much time learning your tunes. And that's it for right now for this section.